Been many months I've tried to resolve the issue with this agency peacefully and privately, and it's been many months, and the reason I've done that is out of respect for the young woman that was providing me therapy, okay? But it's also been many months that this organization has given me conflicting accounts of what happened and has openly lied to me about the events that took place that encouraged them to, to essentially accuse me of things that I've never done. So essentially what had happened is my therapist's supervisor had Googled me and found a number of videos that made me look quite bad that were made by people that have been harassing me. She then insisted that I prove that I was being harassed, making me forward literally thousands of emails to her, after which case she agreed that I was being harassed. Upon viewing the threats that were made against my life by a number of individuals online, it was finally agreed that I was being threatened by individuals online, okay, that people were threatening to take my life, okay. However, there was never any clarity on why I was accused and interrogated, and why I was asked very firmly why I had firearms and if I planned on using any firearms, and if, because I had not threatened violence, and I hadn't threatened violence towards anyone else, nor had I threatened suicide. Okay, so there would be absolutely no reason to do these things, except for the fact that my therapist's supervisor is a complete moron that this is what, from their story, she had Googled me, found the video, it determined that the video was a video that was my video. Upon me confronting them about this video, they later determined that it was not my video and realized that it was a video that was trying to mislead the public about me after I had confronted them. However, upon speaking to another individual, not me, another individual, they had somehow determined that the video was not me prior to encouraging me to get a psychiatric evaluation, which had no bearing on me receiving treatment, and prior to them accusing me of the things that were depicted in that video, okay, which again, they later realized, which apparently the timelines don't add up, but this place needs to be blasted. So what I'm strongly discouraging people, if you are a heteronormative white man, do not receive services here. There is no reason with things like BetterHelp and other online services, there is no reason anymore to resort to these agencies. This agency, and what my opinion is this agency, because they cycle people throughout the agencies, this agency is working with my former employer, Pendel Mental Health, to harass and to use their roles as mental health professionals to attempt to basically squeeze me and to basically shut me up. It won't work. So this is the main office in Doylestown. Phone number. Secondary office in Bristol Township. Now I want to be clear on this. This place, now they have the audacity to have a suicide prevention thing. Now, what's funny about this, there was a time that my ex-girlfriend had encouraged me strongly to contact their crisis services. This is going back years ago, who hung up on me. The reason my ex-girlfriend wanted me to contact them is I was in a suicidal state of mind. I'm not now, but this is going back many years ago. And the individual that was in charge of crisis at the moment was, and there's many that work there, vehemently, extremely racist against whites. And he literally hung up on me. And that's how that went down. So I was hung up on by the crisis services by an African-American gentleman who is openly racist against white men, white people in general, but, you know, and a lot of the people that work there are racist against white people. And I'm going to move on. It's very important that people know the kind of people running this organization and who runs this organization. This woman's name is Sharon Coran, and she is the Chief Executive Officer. This woman's name is Marjorie Morgan. She is the Chief Operating Officer. This gentleman's name is John Pallies. He's the Chief Financial Officer. This woman's name is Jessica Bullard. She is the Director of Development. This gentleman's name is Philip Braun. He is the Associate Executive Director of Rehabilitative Services. This woman's name is Nancy DiNatale. She is the Associate Executive Director of Mobile Services. This woman's name is Mary Dubike. She is the Associate Executive Director, Systems Initiatives. This is Tracy Gorman, Director of Human Services. This is Lori Lamont, Associate Director of Outpatient Services. This is Janet Thompson, Associate Executive Director of Residential Programs. This is Christopher Thompson, Associate Executive Director of Crisis Services. This is Mary Ann Venezia. She is the Medical Director. And this is Alan Hartle, Executive Consultant. Now, you'll notice something very interesting. What don't you notice about this place? Complete lack of diversity, right? Now, what I do know from former colleagues of mine that I worked with at Pendle Mental Health Center that had transitioned to working at Lenape Valley Foundation is that this place promotes anti-white racism and encourages people to basically look down on white people. Through the company, and the company does look down on white people. An acquaintance of mine, a former colleague of mine, was accused of being racist by a black woman. Well, actually, no. She was accused of being confrontational because she was white. Literally stating that she was being confrontational because of her, quote, skin color, when she was really trying to talk to somebody and get her job done. And that was what had happened there. And I know that for a fact, or I should say I know that upon good authority. I don't know it for a fact because, it's somebody told me it. The person that experienced that situation had told me that. But I know it on that person's word, and that person has a good word. Moving on now.